Alright, so this is Arcana Heart for the imported PS2. You could play this using the swap magic discs in conjunction with a slide tool or a flip top. We do recommend the flip top, as you could see in our other tutorial videos on how to use them. Sure. Anyway, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the bottommost option on the main menu, and this is for option mode, and then you want to go to the second to last option menu in there to configure your buttons. Now, Arcana Heart, by default in the arcades, is a 4-button game. You have kind of like a dash button and then A, B, C. This is kind of like a dial-a-combo game, pretty much.
Kind of like a Neo Geo, right? Neo Geo
yeah, kind of like the four-button layout. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to be using the Hori Real Arcade Pro 2 stick, and I'm going to be configuring X, box, triangle, and R1 in that order. So if you play this in the arcade and you're just getting it for the home, the setup that I have right now is the correct one for that stick. However, you can configure it to however you like, but the 4 configurations that I'm using for G, A, B, and C, that's what you want to set it to for the most comfortable mode of playing. There are also configurations that you can use to combine buttons, but this is for the most arcade true feel.
Yeah, this is for the real players doing the real player things. So
that's right.
Okay, as you can see, it's an old girl fighting title. Now, looking at the lineup, I'm not too privy if these girls are located from any other fighting titles in general. I'm thinking they're all original characters. But as you can see, everybody has their own Arcana style. Now, the Arcana style, everybody has a different Arcana style. You can choose from multiple Arcana styles. So everybody has their regular special combo moves and their Arcana. The Arcana actually will set their own super special moves, which will bring on, summon any type of, like, say, fire demon, or depending on what character you select, will change the supers. So obviously, almost like a Capcom vs. SNK feel, you'll be able to pick your appropriate super.
And some work better for some characters, some work better for others. And as you can see, when the screen is loading, normally in the arcade version there's somewhat of a delay and a lag. You can see the graphics kind of get choppy, but in the PS2 they did fix it. So in that respect, it's better than the arcade. But this is pretty close to the arcade if you're looking for an arcade perfect port. This is the closest one thus far.
I actually felt pretty confident with playing this title. I was hoping it was going to be as good as the arcade version. I've only really dabbled in the arcade version because it's always a line out the door and just happens to be really expensive to play. But now we have this home version, and looking at the graphics, overall I must say that the definitely well-drawn characters, the colors are robust, the sounds are flawless. I haven't seen any difference, and especially also the nice thing about the Arcana Heart for the import, it includes both versions of the game.
Yeah, there's both Arcana Heart and Arcana Heart Full. Last year in 2007, Arcana Heart came out, and then a few months later, Arcana Heart Full, which is pretty much an upgraded version, which took care of a few combos and made Lilika's infinite kick loop a lot harder. I know a friend of mine had to try for like 3 weeks before he could constantly get it down, constantly playing in training mode, and it's definitely a lot harder on this. They also made some things easier, but we'll leave that up to you guys. We're not saying they were professionals at this game, but they definitely did change a lot of stuff. Each character you could choose between Arcana Heart and Arcana Heart Full. Kind of like a hyper fighting with Street Fighter, you can pick from whichever game. Different characters can verse each other from different games, so I could be Lilika from Arcana Heart, and then somebody could be somebody else from Arcana Heart Full. It's up to you guys.
Overall, as you can see, the loading times are pretty swift and fast, and the only thing that's in English at this point is the mid-start menu. The regular control menu, obviously you're going to have to work on a little bit just to recognize the symbols for short, medium, and fierce, and the dash moves. Overall, when we play this title, it's a tight playing title. It plays flawless to the arcade. Like I said, like John was saying before, the only hard part is that the game, special move mechanics are very, very particular. In other words, you have to really be accurate as possible. When pulling off, obviously all these special moves are very similar to Street Fighter type moves, pass circle forwards, quarterback circles, dragon punch styles, forward down forwards. So all those moves are intact there. So those are most of the time specials. And if you do three short, medium, fierce at the same time, you can actually pull out supers on certain characters. We don't have a super move list for you guys, but if you guys go into the forums and check them out, you'll be able to post some questions. We'll get you some answers for those. overall, the graphics are smooth. Gameplay is the only thing I notice about gameplay is if you're not a fan of the Guilty Gear series, you may not like this title, mainly because the game itself is kind of floaty. The mechanics are, you almost feel like you're on like a floating ground, because the game kind of plays tight, but it plays on almost like a floaty aspect. How do you feel about that?
I have to agree. Like, when you're in the air, if you're not right next to your opponent and you don't have any more dash left, then you're going to notice you're just kind of standing there waiting for your meter to build back up as you're building it back up. But definitely, it takes a lot of the fighting, like similar to Guilty Gear, it takes place in the air. So as soon as like the two players or the two characters clash together, it's an instant battle, and whoever hits first can bring out the combo and really capitalize on that and maximize on it.
Yeah, like all like new school fighting titles, pretty much the first one to start the combo is going to win, especially if you know all the chains, all the juggles. You got the air juggles, you got ground juggles, you got air to continue juggle. I actually pulled off a move. I guess John will be able to show you. I almost pulled it off. Whereas I was actually able to knock you into the air, double jump, actually continue that combo, and then continue into super, and then continue into another super. So there's definitely a lot of room at first, but there is a high learning curve to this game, I must say, because it did take me a while to learn how to pinpoint and do exactly the specials, and it did take me a while to learn how to do the chains, because if you're not patient and you just think that, you know, your margin of error, person quarter down circle and slightly going up forward is gonna pull it off, it's not gonna do it. So this is a game of precision, and like detailed fighting gameplay.
Yeah, you're probably going to get a little bit frustrated if you're using an American-style stick, if you have kind of like a P360 or competition stick where your stick doesn't actually have an 8-way gate, or 4-way gate actually. You're better off using a Japanese-style stick, especially if you're going to be playing this in the arcade at tournaments. So you're definitely going to want to pick that up along with this if you don't already have one. It really adds to the precision of doing everything.
And as you can see there, that Arcana style brings you into like the Arcana, like almost like a Darkstalkers type scenario where you can actually pull off more special moves. Your moves do actually a little bit more damage, and overall, it just looks really cool. A lot of characters. Some of the characters are out of this world, like that girl in the bubble. What's her name? I don't have an idea. I just know she's sitting there. I have no idea what her name is, but I tried using it for the first time, and she just happens to be some half-naked girl in a bubble.
Yeah.
But a bubble of water, and she jumps out of the bubble of water. But it's kind of cool because, as always, like usually these Japanese-style anime games are you got some just really ridiculous like super combos that are always nice to watch. Because if you can pull them off, they're even 10 times better than that. And obviously, you also have your charge-up bars and your charge-up meters. You have the 3 supers, and then like your I guess you got like kind of like a final hit bar, right?
Yeah. For it, in case you do want to get involved in the arcade scene, which
Ooh,
we do encourage.
there it goes. There it goes.
That's right. If you do want to get involved. We definitely do.
I hurt this kid. I hurt this kid. I hurt that kid. Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting excited already.
We definitely do encourage you to partake in the arcade community. You can pick this game up, Arcana Heart. Look to the right of the video, into the video description for a link to VideoGameCentral.com. Yeah,
the American one is available on pre-order now, as well as the import one being in stock. But definitely check this out. There's a lot you can do with this game. I had a great time with it. I love all-girl fighting games. It's definitely a totally different mix-up. And just don't take our word for it. See for yourself. We're going to give this game, actually, because of the little tough learning curve and the fact that this, it's going to take some getting used to. But once you play it, you'll definitely find out that it's definitely a game to add to your like 2D fighting collection. I'm going to give this game a 75. Out of 100, and I'm going to give it a 3 Lonnie face, just mainly because the only thing I didn't like about it was I think there could have been a little bit more animation in the background. Background's a little stale, but aside from that, the character animation's great, the sound is great, and the overall gameplay, once you learn, is a great title. So 75%, you're better off playing this on a stick. You'll be a lot more happier with you that way, and check it out, VideoGameCentral.com, check on the link on the right, and thanks for watching the review.